You would pray with me. Dear Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you, Lord, for being God, Lord, for being in control of everything and giving your many blessings to us, Lord. We continue to strive to do what's right in your eyes, Lord, and I just want to give you thanks for everything you do. Thank you for the moisture we've had this past week, and I pray that we get some more moisture. Maybe it'll be a little bit warmer moisture later in the week. I continue to ask, Lord, that you be with our country, our state, our county, our community. Keep us safe, Lord, and keep us headed in the right direction for you. All these things I pray for and give thanks for through your Son, Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Commissioner. If you'll join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now the Texas pledge.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. Be seated. First item of business, in the absence of Judge Jim Johnson, I would entertain a motion to elect a Judge Pro Tem.
I move that we elect Barry Mahler to be our Judge Pro Tem today.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Let's don't discuss that. That might not. Anyway, we'll call for the count. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. That will pass 4-0. We will carry on, and we've got a award this morning, but I don't think they're here, probably due to the weather. We'll hold off if they come in later.
Did you hear from them, Tanya?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
Nancy.
weather may be holding them off. If we need to, we can do it later, but anyway.
We let her know last week, but I didn't hear.
Okay. We'll be presenting award to Stacy Tucker, Wichita County Employee of the Month, and they may be here next week. Weather may have them slowed down. If you want to join us by Zoom meeting, you can certainly do that. Best way to do it would be go to the Wichita County website. You'll have the information there, and you can join us and listen in and ask questions and make comments. And that brings us to our public comment session. We will open public comments. Please limit your comments to 5 minutes. Anybody that would like to address the court with a public comment.
I would, Barry, just to make mention of the fact that if any of the commissioners hear about or receive any property inquiries, the county has got some listings out there and they can certainly call the office here. Debbie can give them instructions. Danny Barrett is handling that through that municipal organization that handles those. So if that's what's occurring, is that we've given them about 12 properties that are just vacant lots the county has owned for a long period of time, and asking them to clean some of those up. So if the public would like to view that, just call and I'll get instructions to the portal to look at those.
Very good. Get that information out. Anybody else with a public comment?
I have a couple of quick things.
Yes, sir.
I actually talked to some contractors this last week that were actually sitting at home because they said it was too muddy to work out on the construction sites.
Wow.
We haven't had that in a while, so that's kind of a big deal. I also want to thank the University Kiwanis Club for allowing some amateurs to come out there and cook pancakes. There's several of them here in the courtroom today that were there cooking. It was an enjoyable experience. Just want to say thanks to them for giving us that little bit of background and that experience. So that was it.
Mark?
It was quite busy, yeah.
That's
Very
good.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize how much these service clubs do. And the University Kiwanis Club is one of those that do a tremendous amount of work in the community. So that's good to get out and support. Anybody else with a public comment? Anybody on Zoom that would like to join us or comment? Hearing none, we will close the public comment session. We will move on to the consent agenda. If you have the consent agenda in front of you, gentlemen, any discussion, any questions?
I have a quick question on number 9. And
Yes,
this
sir.
kind of to sure. On
Yes,
the
sir.
cards, does each office order their own cards, or would you have somebody
They're
that usually
supposed to
order?
be going through Debbie currently because we're supposed to be doing them all through Sawyer, and so this was through James Printing. I guess it came out like several years ago. There was a controversy on business cards, so
Yep.
they wanted them to all go through Sawyer because there's a much
This-
cheaper price.
Right.
This didn't go through Sawyer. That's why it's on the consent agenda.
It's 3 times as much as we normally pay for half the amount.
Right.
Yes, that is correct.
Did he take that upon himself just to
He
go do
did.
it? So it's already done.
It's already done.
That's what I
Right.
thought we had a lot lower rate.
Yeah,
We
that's contrary to the court order that we had 5 or
Right.
6 years
So
ago.
it is already done. I'm not sure what the recourse, I mean, we can make him send back the cards and not pay the bill and order through Sawyer. That's our choice.
I mean, you
That's
could,
y'all's
you
choice.
could not approve it and he'd pay for his own car.
That is correct, and I cannot approve it. If y'all don't approve it, and, I mean, I'm currently not approving it, so the only one that can supersede me is you guys, and even then, I still could not approve it, but that, I mean, it's $92, so.
Yeah.
But
Well,
ultimately, it's your choice.
I mean, as much time in cards, that's only been like 2 years ago or so.
Well,
I
it's
thought.
been-
2 or 3.
It's been several years ago.
The court
Like
order was in
18?
2018.
2018.
So-
That's longer than I thought. But my point is just like the cleaning supplies, we spent all this time going through those. If they're gonna buy from somebody else, what's the point?
Right. Well, when we get all the purchasing statute in and the purchasing person, you'll have to have a PO for everything that you wanna buy, and that will prevent this. So that will keep us in line with statutes and court orders.
So what is your pleasure with this? You wanna pull it?
Let's pull it.
Let's pull it and have an explanation.
Okay. We'll pull
At
number
least.
9.
Are you pulling it off or pulling it down?
Well,
Just pull it off.
We'll pull it off and then, get some more information and deal with it. So
Yeah.
because if we leave it on, it'll be approved when we approve the consent agenda.
Yeah, it's more than 3 times as much for half the amount.
Correct.
Anything else?
On item 10, just for clarification, that is, I think Jim has recommended us maybe in 24, 25 to be a location. Is that the way y'all are understanding that? So I guess some of the things that we need to think about is pulling different groups together that we would reach out to maybe help us with that. And I know the city would be glad to, as well as others, but you know, the meal that we did the last time, I think we cooked the meal last
did.
time, but there might be, because of that, we weren't able to enjoy that night very well. It ate us up in time, but I just figured there'd be some things y'all may think of that, be thinking about that, so I'm
Have they already
sure
put
in
the
support of
proposal
that.
together completely?
Do what?
Have they already
No,
submitted the
they're just,
proposal?
I think they're investigating, and we're in that
Just
hunt,
now.
Mark.
Yeah,
You'll probably bid on that at this, maybe this
yeah,
year's meeting.
this April, yeah.
Yeah,
And-
so we
meeting.
need to get to work on that.
And then a question again, Judge, on
Yes.
11.
Okay?
Oh,
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here. I'm Darlene Van Winkle. I'm with the Convention of Visitors Bureau.
Oh, super. Come
Oh,
to the front,
great.
please, so we get you on record. That puts it in the record. Okay,
Hi,
now,
I'm Darlene Van Winkle. I'm with the MPEC and the Convention of Visitors Bureau, and we are bidding on 2025.
good.
I spoke with Jim about a letter. Last time we hosted it was in 2015. I believe you were there.
right.
Yes,
From-
you bet.
I believe
We
it
were
was
there for the
Midland.
presentation, if I remember
Yes.
right. Yeah. That's right.
So we're doing it again. It's due, the bid is due on February 25th. And shortly after that, they will narrow it down to 3 cities.
Right.
And those 3 top cities will go to this year's convention and present a formal presentation.
Good.
So,
Are there any monies for those things that we can reach out to 4B or hotel motel taxes as to help maybe underwrite something towards that endeavor or cheapen that endeavor?
yes, and the CBB is doing that. We're
Okay.
gonna offer the meeting space, complimentary. So we're handling that part of it. Your part will be host court night.
Yeah.
And you'll just need to decide where you wanna host it and who's gonna cook. So we have pretty much everything else under control. So.
Okay.
I feel
There-
so much better knowing you're working on
And
that.
is there still
And
a
you have
vendor-
done it before.
I have done it.
Is there still a qualified vendors list for
For impact.
impact as far as what our eateries can be or cooks can be?
Yes, but they just have to pay a $200 catering fee.
To qualify?
Yeah.
Yes, to cook there. And then we will need the total cost of that catering amount. And you as the association will pay the impact 20% of that total cost.
Okay.
It's called the 20% catering buyout fee.
Well, it
Okay.
makes me feel better.
Is that,
That's if we
that's
held
in
it-
Yeah.
lieu of using their people? You don't do
Right.
that when you use Monarch, or is that their group, or?
That's if we hold host court night at Impact.
Right.
Other
Period.
places we
That's
can
if
hold.
you
host-
host-
Regardless of who you use?
Yes,
Good.
unless you use our caterer.
Yeah.
But if we use your caterer, we can avoid 20%?
Correct.
Okay. And they're good too, very good.
Very good.
There-
That's-
There are some things we can do, even if we don't get it this year. Typically, cities that are, or communities that are up for conventions send down a pretty healthy package of door prizes each year. There's kind of incentive to look that way, so we've never done that.
Yeah, you know, when we go to conventions, and especially our annual or statewide convention, at the end of each class, every hour or so, there's drawings for, and usually those counties / cities that are involved in a strong way, they have a representation. It may be something small,
Yeah.
or whatever it is, but the name repetition and calling out of that prize, it certainly helps what Mark's talking about.
Yeah, sometimes the counties will do it, cities will do it, vendors will do it.
Yeah.
However, just an advertisement, but
Yeah,
I can help out with that as well.
Super.
That'd be great.
cool.
As I said, I'm glad you're working it, because you've been through it, you know the routine, you know what's going on.
and Barry
so.
don't have to do it this way. 'Cause we were gonna put him in charge of doing it all.
We'd have the new hotel up and running.
Yes.
which
And,
is-
and typically that host night is something different than just, you know, breast of chicken or something. I wonder, where do we look at the menu for the Impact as far as their people go, as what menus could be?
I can email you a copy
Oh,
of the
that'd be
menu.
great, okay, that'd be
Be great.
good. We can discuss and look
And
through that.
then Warren Cat is sponsoring the dinner on Wednesday night.
Okay.
So, and host court night is Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Okay,
And it's for 450 to 500 people.
Right.
right.
Yeah, Warren, they do a great job on that deal. They generally cook steaks or something like that, which is very good. We go to Lubbock, we get prime rib. So that's, it's kind of a neat deal. So we probably need to have some or to have a work session on that.
Visit
Yeah, we
about
need
some
to visit.
ideas.
Brainstorm a little.
And maybe get you to come and tell us
Absolutely.
what you think about some of our ideas.
Okay.
We got a very short time clock then.
That's
Well,
We
now,
got-
we're,
yeah.
we're talking 25, aren't we?
Yeah, but
Yes,
but-
but the
but
bids due
bids-
February
Oh, that's
25th.
right, yes, yes,
She
yes,
knows,
yes.
Michelle knows that I'm sending a
Okay.
bid in.
Okay,
So, we're okay there, but of course, you know, she'd want it as soon as possible.
sure.
So we probably need to have that on the agenda for a Friday session. in
All of our
May.
Fridays are full. We're gonna have to do it on a Monday.
Yeah.
Do
Well, I
we,
can do that
do
too.
we have finished photos that you use for the hotel?
Yes.
Some,
Some,
abstracts or
yes.
something, yeah, good.
And I've already proposed, I've worked on the bid. It's almost finished, but I have
Super.
proposed the host hotel, or the New Delta Hotel as the host hotel, and I'm waiting on, room rates back from them.
Okay. And I'm assuming this hotel couldn't hold everybody.
No,
No.
but
And
it
then
would be
where-
the host.
Where would we bleed over to?
The Fairfield Inn, right down the street, will be the Overflow Hotel.
Okay, that's the one they've been doing the work on?
That's the one that just
Yes.
opened back up.
Yes.
from
That's
the
a
freeze.
real
Yeah.
new, okay.
And just to keep it in close proximity.
Yes.
I mean, Residence Inn just opened, it's down the highway. I mean, we can propose several hotels. That's totally up to y'all.
Can we rent city shuttle? Can they provide that for us to keep somebody from having to park and repark and go back and park? Can we pick them up every hour or so. Is that, it occurs at some of the places we go, but does the city offer that for us to pay for?
No, but I'm not understanding. Pick them up from where?
If the residents end,
The hotel.
Oh,
Secondary
at the
hotel.
and
overflow hotel.
bring them to the impact and then take them back as needed, or, you know, provide a period of time at least where that's running, a
Or
shuttle?
B.
Yeah,
We can offer that, and we
Yeah.
have the trolley.
Yeah.
Our car, the CVB car, only holds 7 passengers.
yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, if a trolley or a shuttle would be appropriate, I mean, I would certainly use it instead of having to unpark my car and take it and then bring it back. And
Well, the good
Yeah,
news
it's
is for
typically
this,
provided.
Yeah,
this-
We have a
this-
secondary
instances.
hotel. Yeah.
this meeting, most everybody be driving in. That's
Yeah.
a good thing. So they'll have transportation.
Right.
You go off to some of these, you know, national meetings or people fly in, then they don't have transportation. This one's a little better, so, but it's something to look at.
Sure.
See if that's available, so. Anyway,
Good,
very
well,
good.
exciting, thank you
Okay.
much.
I'm
Great,
excited.
awesome.
All right. That's it.
We appreciate you.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much.
We'll try to set up a time when we can get back together and post it so that we can have a discussion and work on that. We'd like to see that happen. We've done it once and it was a huge success as far as I
Sure,
know.
sure.
We'll do it again. That'd be
Holler
great.
at me when you have a chance.
And,
What else?
item 11, I had a question about that, Annette. We'd mentioned, it came up a couple of weeks ago about, was it pole pad upgrade or something? Annette, was maybe just Lori's last meeting or your first meeting on the agenda? Do you remember? It was a software upgrade or something in the elections?
Well, 11's about.
11's for
Yeah,
banner.
11's about that fund that,
This is for the chapter 19 funds that
Yeah.
you're transferring.
Yes.
over.
Can they not pay for a pole pad upgrade?
this is voter turnout
This,
stuff, I
this,
think,
this is
isn't it?
just, yeah.
This
This
is
is-
just to advertise
this-
for children.
Oh, you're wanting to know if Chapter 19 funds could be used at all to pay
Absolutely.
for a
All you can do
pole
is
pad?
submit it to them, and they can either approve it, disapprove it.
Okay,
So
Well,
if
spending
you
it-
want me to, we can submit it and see if they can, and if they send us the money, then it's all great. If not, then we'll have to pay for
cool.
it.
I kind
So
of
would you like me
agree.
to do that?
Yes, I certainly would. I'm not sure, and Annette, I can get the information off the agenda as to what we were doing. I'm thinking it was, you know, several $1,000s, but anything would help,
Okay.
just to keep the,
I will do that.
Okay, anything else, Jim?
Motion to approve consent
Second.
agenda.
Have a motion, so who got, did you get
Second.
the motion? Oh, Mickey got the second, okay. Motion, by Commissioner Beecham, second by Commissioner Fincannon. Any other discussion? Not, I'll call for the question. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. That'll pass 4-0. Let's move into the general business. Item 1, review and approve the regular bills for payment. Order county treasurer to disburse payroll and bill payments within 72 hours via U.S. mail, FedEx, UPS, or electronically unless directed otherwise, or may be picked up and ledgered in the treasurer's office.
So moved.
Second.
The motion by Commissioner Fincannon, second by Commissioner Beecham. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. That'll pass 4-0. Item number 2, discuss, consider, and/or take action on the purchase of a new belly dump trailer for Precinct 5 at a cost of up to $49,800 to be paid from Fund 225 with lines determined by the county auditor. This was discussed, last week or?
yes, and I just kind of give everybody a overview of the follow-up on that. The Bruckner no longer, even though Bruckner is the dealer, there is, for the state of Texas, there is no buy board pricing on this belly dump. Now, this, so everybody knows, this belly dump is $52,000 belly dump from Bruckner's if you or I went and bought it. And so it does come to us at a wholesaled rate, but under investigating, all of the belly dumps out there are going to be in this proximity from, you know, 57,000 backwards. just depending on where you want to get. This allows us to stay in tune with what we already are running, keeps our hookups the same, so we don't have a off valved truck that can't haul anything but one trailer. This allows us to stay the same. The price is actually $49,780 or $49,750. We just rounded it to put in here, but that is the quote for this particular trailer, staying under that, and Mel's office had to help us with that and try to determine that we were okay in doing that. So I appreciate that, Mel, and Dimitri, he's heck of a thorough fellow.
So, and how does that affect our original conversation that if we purchase that, we have to go out on bid?
It doesn't, and here's the example, like, let's say that we bought let's say Precinct 5 bought a $75,000 truck the first of the year. Well, that immediately in January, that'd throw us over $50,000. Of course, we got the buy board price, we bought it through them, but you and I would be hindered on taking a truck over there for service for a few $100s without going to bid, knowing that the aggregate had carried us already over 75,000. And that's kind of the difference. They're standalone items. So you know, if you knew that you were going to exceed $50,000 in service, we have to bid it. But it doesn't prevent you from doing business with them if you have to take a truck for service and we've already crossed the line.
Which I've got
But
one in the shop right now.
Right,
Matter of fact,
right.
yeah.
If we were to buy a second trailer, then
We'd be
trigger-
across the line.
That would cross the line.
Yeah.
So we're good with, both
Yeah,
of y'all are
and-
good with this purchase as it stands.
Yes, and I think, Mark, I've learned, I even talked to the manufacturer here, and they were unaware, and I told them, I said, what's gonna happen unless the legislature moves this number is that no one's going to buy or purchase, and there's very limited buy board dump trailers out there to take advantage of. But what it forces us to do is post and go out for bids, try to encourage people to send those bids in and let us look at the best price. We don't have to do it through buy board, we can do it that way as well. But I encouraged this group to get on buy board and participate, because it certainly makes it easier. Otherwise, they're gonna be left.
And it's a further
Well, with
reach.
inventory
Yeah.
problems
It's a better
as they
reach.
are and
The-
things like this.
I do think there is some conversation with the legislature coming up to increase that to
I see.
100,000, but
Okay.
it
Right.
hasn't yet. But
Well-
we're currently okay.
We'll just we'll make sure that this
We're currently
purchase
okay.
is good. Y'all both feel comfortable with it. Okay.
And the good news about this will let us run all of our tractors. And of course, the cost actually offset by the lower cost of the FOB rock that we're hauling.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's how we justified the purchase, to make it a good business
Well,
deal.
it's
Any
a-
other discussion, questions?
No.
Okay,
Is that a motion, Jim?
I'll need a
Yes.
motion. Got a
I'm second
motion
motion.
by Commissioner Watts, got a second by Commissioner Fincannon. Any other discussion before we call for the question? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, and that will pass 4-0.
And just as a side note on this belly dump trailer, Mickey has the same thing. Precinct 2 is aiding Precinct 5 in this hauling of this, but he's getting quickly long in the tooth, and just be thinking as the months come ahead that how we could fix that situation. Both his trailer and his truck are the oldest in the fleet, and I mean, in no comparison in age to what we're running. But we're gonna have to address that at some period of time, and Mickey probably doesn't need to be in that business. Precinct 5 could take it over maybe next year, but be thinking about that as we move forward. And the more time we have, there's a 6-month lead right now for those air rides, and so it's something we need to talk about in budget.
Yeah, I think the answer to that would be have him budget a new one, wouldn't it?
Well, Right now, I need to buy a road tractor and a new 1-ton as of Friday. So,
Just teasing, Mickey, just teasing. All right, let's see. Now, we voted on that. That was a comment after the fact.
Yeah.
Let's move on to item number 3. Discuss, consider, and/or take action to approve Shaw Integrated Solutions Proposal ID number 179581 in the amount of $12,172.79 for flooring on the 5th floor gym to be paid from permanent improvement funds. Mr. Beecham?
Yeah, I originally had this within the project. When the flooring material came to me, it was more than 5 times this cost to have it done within the project. So we looked at alternatives. This is by far the cheapest alternative to putting a floor covering on that 5th floor area. That's everything over on the old side of the 5th floor.
Do we have any pictures of that?
What is it, Marky?
What?
Can you describe it? I mean, what is the covering? What is it?
It's carpet. I have pictures probably on my phone.
Like below?
It's just carpet tile. It's the same quality, same type of carpet tile that we used at the LEC.
See, and I thought that was high. You're telling me we had 5 times?
Well, no, the original floor covering that was proposed for this was more than 5 times higher than this proposal. But taking this out and doing it ourselves is the cheapest method. And
What kind of area are we talking about, Mark? Where would this proposal?
It is quite, literally everything on the old side of the building. So everything above the 30th District Court, all that, the whole, I don't remember how many square foot it is, but it's quite a bit.
Well,
I'll have to
let me
pull that.
ask you this,
that's
would
what I'm
we,
looking at. So
Yeah.
would we not be better served at this juncture to hold up and make sure that we've got headed in the right direction as far as our courts or any furniture implementations we're gonna have to do on the bottom floor before we open up a new project?
This isn't a new project. This is all part of the ongoing project.
Well, I know, but what I mean is, do we really need to have to do a gym right now?
Which project is it included?
This is the whole courthouse remodel project.
Is the whole courthouse remodel project include the new courtrooms?
No.
That's what I'm asking them, as
No.
far as the courthouse remodel right now.
It's everything that we've approved to this point. It's the first floor at all, everything in the old sheriff's area, everything in IT, HR area. It's the removal of the old jail equipment, the 2 elevators, the build back of the employee break room and this area on the 5th floor. And building maintenance, the area out in the old rec yard. It's an all-encompassing project.
Have we purchased anything for the gym? Anything to this point for the gym? You just said the whole old side of the 5th floor is gonna be a gym?
Well, it's gonna be a common use area for staff, so it's just being called the gym.
Okay.
It's,
But I mean, nothing would kill us from holding up there, would it? As far as, and see how some of these others close out for us?
I mean, we certainly can.
I know getting moved into the bottom floor area, we're gonna encounter, I'm sure, some things that are gonna have to be adjusted just when we take, move in.
Would it help if we pulled this off and we took a walk up there and looked at it? Where we get a better understanding of what we're doing? I mean, is that a possibility?
That's a good idea.
Where we
that's
got a
fine.
better scope, a better idea of what?
No,
Yeah. I mean, would
more
that-
than happy to walk
yeah,
up there.
That won't throw a monkey wrench in there. I just think that would help us if we went
Yeah.
and took a look and saw what we're really talking about. Does that
Now,
make
where-
sense? I mean,
Where is, Mark, I get turned around, but if I'm going to Brendan's now, is that Fourth or Fifth?
Brendan's on Fourth.
Fourth, but that area is all vacant too, right? That, where
The Fourth and Fifth.
I get off the jail elevator, I guess,
Yeah, it's all
vacant.
vacant.
And this is roughly 2,000 square foot of material that's in the bid.
that was my next question, so that answers that. I just thought it might help if we just went to a
That's a
look
good
and saw
idea.
exactly what we're looking at, and
The only thing
we
that-
could get a better scope, get a grasp of the scope, I think.
The only thing that I was thinking about when the discussion came up was the amount of projects that we have going on right now, making sure that we have enough of this money that we're actually using to pay for this to
Yeah.
finish our jobs that we have without, I don't wanna open up more projects and then all of a sudden we're draining the permanent improvement.
Well,
fund.
that's the point I was kinda making is,
But,
Well, this
cause
in
some of
my
them,
mind was taking a higher cost out of the project and.
And I don't-
And,
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
It is better to take it outside of that project. I agree with that 100%. Cause this is at $5 a square foot and theirs was probably at 15 a square foot in that original bid. So it's much better to move it outside.
Shall we go look before we move forward? Would that be as helpful?
can we
We could do it
just,
today, I
yeah,
guess.
can we just adjourn and come back?
No, you won't be able to adjourn because. there
Well,
won't be-
can we go
You can
recess?
recess.
You
We
can
go
recess.
and come back.
No, because you'll still be meeting in the quorum.
Can't they go to executive session?
Yeah,
I don't know if it
Yeah.
I
qualifies
don't
for
know if it-
executive
I
session.
don't know.
well, I mean,
It does.
do we have to make a call straight away, Mark? I mean, what would be wrong with putting on next week to, after we look this week? I mean, what's the rush?
There's no rush.
As
It's just
long as that-
other than ordering the material in, it's. But if we're not gonna finish that out, then we need to cancel some other portions of that now. If
Give
we're
me
not,
a-
if we're not gonna finish it
Give me an
completely,
idea of what others.
HVAC, et cetera, goes on up there, lighting, paint back. And we're gonna get pennies on the dollar back on,
I'm getting that, yeah, canceled.
yeah, we're gonna get pennies back on the dollar. So,
But I mean, wouldn't you want to light it and, AC it? I mean, it's got to be regardless of what it ever is. It would, both of those things would have to be done, I would assume, and part of our original, I guess. I just didn't know.
What's the ceiling height on this area? Is that
it's a low ceiling.
that's what I was
That's,
wondering.
it's
That's part of
not,
that low ceiling
it's
deal.
not conducive for building office space in it.
Okay.
Unless you put a drop ceiling, it's gonna be at 7.5 to get.
Well, yeah, let's
HVAC
go,
equipment.
let's go take a look and then, see. That'd be a good idea, I think, and then,
You don't think we could recess to go up there? Is that outside of posting?
I've never considered it, honestly. So.
I mean, it's
I don't-
an
Yeah,
agenda,
that-
it's an
It's an
agenda item.
You're
Yeah.
staying in the courthouse.
I know, but if you recess, you're not in an open meeting anymore.
Right.
Well.
Oh, you wouldn't even
the-
have to recess. You could stay in
Oh.
open meeting, I guess, and keep your recorder on and walk up there and look at it. I don't know.
You can.
I just
That's
don't
way-
see the
I mean,
urgency in that, I guess is
Yeah.
my point.
But,
Yeah, if they wanna do it that way, I guess. I've
With their microphone.
not considered
Yeah,
everybody
right,
jumping up
because
and
y'all don't
running
have the
somewhere.
lapel ones anymore.
It wouldn't reach anyway.
Yeah, probably not.
We can hold off and put it back on next week. But
I think
I don't know how we all go up there and look at it and
Yeah, I would have to post.
without
Well, Mark could
being
just take
posted.
us one at a time, wouldn't
Then
he?
that's walking quorum. You can't do that.
No.
Do you want, I can put it on,
Can you not do it,
Friday's
put it on
agenda.
Friday?
I can put
Yeah.
it on Friday's agenda.
Okay.
Put it on
Well,
Friday's
that'd
agenda
be
and
the
we can
best
look
way.
at it all we want.
Yeah. We want our attorney to be comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean,
Because I've posted meetings before where you're in a different location and then
Yeah.
you'll come back.
Well, we're in the courthouse,
I
so
don't,
that's
well, I said,
the,
we already got an open agenda item. We're discussing it. I don't know.
If they take the recorder with them, no.
I guess, yeah. Everybody wants to do it.
Well,
I have not considered everybody jumping up in the middle of a meeting and running somewhere and then coming back, so.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's an interesting legal issue.
It'd be easier to put it on court
Yep.
for Friday.
All
It
right.
really would.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That way it
Then-
doesn't leave any questions.
It's not the end of the world, one way or another,
Okay.
but if,
Let's do that. I
We
think
can
that
research
makes-
that issue.
Yeah, no kidding.
that's-
You let us know next time we can get it, go somewhere in the middle.
I'm definitely gonna look now, because certainly it's probably happened before.
Oh, so-
I'm sure it has, somewhere.
I mean, I remember, which was in the movies, where the judge took the jury out to the crime site or something in the middle of the trial. I don't know, that's probably different, but anyway. All right, okay, are we settled on
Sure.
that? So we're basically,
tabling it till next week.
yeah, we're pulling it, basically, is what we're doing. That's our action, okay. I just think it'd make it a lot easier to comprehend and be better. Let's go to item number 4, receive update on courthouse renovation elevator projects and county courthouse annex. I think we just did.
Well, we've got, we've got, elevator folks are here. They've got quite a bit done last week, as a matter of fact. They had one part that was not correct, that they had to go back to the Metroplex and get. What they do is they build the entire platform and use it in the construction, so they actually make the elevator operate as they go up. So they've got all the railing and everything, the track in on the first floor, and the basis of the car built, but it was missing one piece. They're getting that piece and we'll be back.
That's gonna be a major event when we get that thing
Oh,
up and
Yeah, we'll have
operating
a
again.
bottle of champagne in the christening, I guess.
Have you got
Maybe
the
that's what we did wrong at the annex.
You got the empty whiskey bottle you found under the steps
Yeah.
down there, we can use it.
First floor, we should be opening the treasurer's office in Brendan's area back up. The carpet's down, ceiling grids are up. There's some paint work to do, electrical work to do. But I was told this morning that it should wrap that up this week. Windows will not be in either of those areas, but they're gonna put insulation batting and foam board up in front of the plywood to keep it a little more livable, because right now it's cold in both of those areas. Annex, you can see that they've got the scaffolding up around the building. Visited with Pat this morning. They're looking at potentially starting the interior in about 2 weeks. So.
What, Mark, what about what did that annex job come in at? What was the total? When we bid the project, do you remember?
Not right off the top of my head.
Do you
no.
sure know the total? I can't.
3,
3 to 4.
it's 3 something.
And what
I just don't-
I
about,
was thinking like 3.4, 3.
Yeah.
I think that's right. I think it's
Okay.
3, 4.
and what about, have we bid the Iowa Park Annex yet?
No,
No.
Okay.
no, we're still working drawings on that.
They're gonna have to get moving,
Our
they're gonna
courthouse
be out by
was on our
July,
property.
they hadn't moved any dirt yet, so
Mm.
looked at it this morning.
I
Anything
had a
else?
question.
Yes.
What was our approximate bid on the
to go
courthouse
back.
remodel? Was it like, I just wonder if anybody remembers, wasn't it like a
Well-
12 or something?
Well,
No,
the
it's not
latest,
12.
what
No.
Mike is telling us from Cheryl's office is that we're estimated, we like about $700,000 more to be complete, and we'll have spent 5.2 million. And then we've got a 3.4, let's say, layout at annex. It's gonna throw us about 8.6, knowing that we've got a $1 million potential over at Iowa Park, so.
I think that 12 was total of all.
That's everything.
That's everything at that point. It's coming in at 9.6, roughly. I'm just rounding, so.
Rough numbers.
rounding. Anything else?
I got one quick follow-up on this Shaw deal. That Shaw deal was straight from Shaw. no
Straight from
lo-
Shaw.
No locals.
Now, the only,
That's what I know.
only question I have with Shaw is that dock fee.
Yeah.
And
So I think you could probably get that. Your local vendor here is gonna put it in, you can probably do it away with that app.
we're not, well, no, we're buying an applicator
Oh, okay,
to do it ourselves.
okay.
We're not bringing in a vendor to do it.
Good.
That's all I have.
Okay. I'm continuing to monitor the weather deal as we go along.
Yeah, that's
Attracts my
worrisome.
attention. It's,
Yeah.
We're getting some closings around and,
Looks like Brenda, when she came to the courthouse a few minutes ago, sleep's coming down and she
Yeah, we can hear
slipped
it.
getting into the building, coming up that ramp, I guess.
We
Yes.
had a friend fall at Kryvac this morning and and that was early. The crucial point is that these people, Tommy's certainly under the gun with
it's
people
deadline.
needing to,
Yeah, we're against the deadline on that.
and I don't know what you do. Mel, is there any alternatives on such with, bad weather was to shut him down today and tomorrow, what happens?
And who are we talking
Tommy,
Well, the
tax
tax
collector,
office.
We're against
with
January
the
31.
30 and
Yeah.
31st, I
Yeah.
mean, what are the legalities there?
Oh, for the penalties.
I mean, he has alternatives for people, but
Can they not pay online?
They
There's
can
all
pay
kinds of-
online,
There's-
but that's, I mean, it's $1 fee to pay online, so it's not.
It's probably $1 plus
with the
your
electronic
percentage
check,
of
but
what
somebody's
you
gotta
pay.
answer it, or,
Well, it
well,
depends on whether you're doing it ACH or credit
Oh, yeah.
card.
yeah.
So if you're doing it just ACH to your bank, then it's just the cheap fee.
And you can mail, I guess it's postmarked.
As long as
Yeah,
it's
that's-
postmarked, then
You
you're,
can throw it, yeah, they could throw a check in the mail.
but
Oh,
I'm sure
okay.
there is
Again, it's-
some way to extend that if, by his choice, if he's
Okay.
unavailable.
I just know it's fretted me all morning, cause I never dreamed we'd have this early of slick weather, and I know it was his concern last night late. He was, worried, and I'm worried for him because it's a dilemma, could be.
It looks as though, and I just got an update from, the Texas Division of Emergency Management, that it's actually south of us is worse from what we're reading right now, and they've closed Archer, I think, just a few minutes ago, so. Got multiple school closings, across the district, DDC 3 moved to level 3, anyway, that's where we are, we'll be
and
monitoring it. so.
I had, all of y'all know, I'd asked Jack to go ahead and pull the trucks off the road
Yeah, that's a
after
good
this
idea.
first round this morning, cause there were just some patches, and I'm scared it's gonna get worse.
All right, with that, anything else to come before the court?
Nope.
If not, it is 10:44 and we are adjourned. Thank you.